There's a cat outside my window and it's like starting to snow outside and I feel really bad, but like it's not my cat. He's kind of cleaning my windows right now though. I'm sorry. So I basically follow the habits of the most rich, successful, billionaire, CEO people for a week straight. I'm gonna tell you about 7 habits that I follow. This is just gonna be an informative video, but at the same time, you're just gonna see my experience through it. I've never had a week like this. That's all I can say. Like, it's so weird how these little things can really like change your life. So the first habit was learning something new every single day. Second habit was fixing my sleeping schedule, sleeping 8 hours a night and waking up very early. The third habit was exercising for at least 30 minutes every single day, which that was a new one. The fourth habit was reading for about 30 minutes every day. The fifth habit was meditating at least twice a day. The sixth habit was eating super healthy. And the seventh habit was regarding like to-do lists. I'm gonna hit you with some statistics. I'm gonna show you how I went through it this week, and I'll just show you the benefits of doing this. So the first habit that I did was learning something new every single day. The majority of billionaires believe so highly in lifelong learning because it really is the key to keep leveling up in life. They are constantly learning about new trends, and I don't mean like TikTok or I don't know what else is trending. They basically stay updated with the current world. They teach themselves skills that they think are important to themselves. They keep their creative passions going because creative outlets are important. Basically, the main thing is that they keep learning. 86% of wealthy people believe in lifelong educational self-improvement versus 5% of poor people. So it's basically just super important to keep learning new things because you can't level up in life. I keep saying level up, but that's really what it is. So for my daily learning, I used Skillshare. I've talked about Skillshare in so many of my videos, and I really love what they stand for. Skillshare is basically an online learning community where you can take thousands of classes to learn creative skills, entrepreneurial skills. You can learn about how to illustrate, how to do animation, music production, film production. So if you want to become some like highly successful, productive, entrepreneurial person and you're like, I don't have an hour to spend learning something, you don't have to. It's broken down into like 5 to 10 minute classes on Skillshare. They're very bite-sized information and you can do a little bit every day. For my week, the class that I took was called Simple Productivity: How to Accomplish More with Less by Greg McKeown. I would highly recommend that class because so many people believe that productivity is just being busy, but it's really not about that. It's more about the essentialism, and he really focuses on that during his class, and it really made me realize that productivity is not truly what we think it is. He has some amazing quotes in there that I have saved on my phone. There's so many different things that you can learn about. Like, I really want to learn about social media marketing and investing, and Skillshare is really such an amazing place for me for that. So it only costs under $10 per month, but for the first 500 people that click the link in my description, you can get 2 months for free on Skillshare. So for the challenge, I did about 10 minutes of Skillshare per day, and that was kind of like my learning of the week. And then I also had another little bit of learning, but it was kind of later on in the video that I'll talk about. The second habit that I followed was fixing my sleep schedule. When I did my research, almost all CEOs and billionaires had one thing in common and one thing that was completely different for every single person. One thing that most of them had in common was almost all of them got 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. But one thing that was kind of different for some people is that most people woke up extremely early, but there was some people like Elon Musk, I think, like he only goes to sleep at 1 a.m. Most of them got up at about 4 a.m. I honestly would have preferred to be waking up at 4 a.m. every day, but I was supposed to get 8 hours of sleep a night, and I did not want to go to sleep at 8 p.m. So the habit that I followed for the week is I went to sleep at 9 and I woke up at 5. For this habit, there weren't that many clips because I don't record myself sleeping, but I will tell you guys about how it went. So it was day 1 today of getting 8 hours of sleep and going to sleep at 9, waking up at 5. But I woke up at 6, got 9 hours because I actually felt really sick in the morning and couldn't really work in the morning. So I woke up really early, but I couldn't use that time to be that productive because of how sick I felt. So today's the 3rd day and it's my first time actually waking up at 5. because I've been trying but haven't been able. So I am most definitely an early bird, but the week before I started this challenge, I was on my midterm break and my sleeping schedule was absolutely horrendous. So the beginning of this week was honestly really difficult to try to get back on track because I would go to sleep at 9 p.m. but I would still wake up only at 7. So I'd be getting like 10 hours of sleep and I just couldn't wake up at 5 sometimes. But it was only the first 2 days that I really struggled with getting up at 5 a.m. But I think that was also kind of the adjustment period. So by the end of the week, going to sleep at 9 and waking up at 5 seemed very natural. So for me, my sleep schedule was probably one of the biggest things that affected my mood during this week, and that's why I wanted to put it in the beginning, because I cannot explain how beautiful it is to get 8 hours of sleep a night. So let me hit you with some statistics again. 44% of wealthy people wake up 3 hours before work starts versus 3% of poor. If you can afford to make some changes to your sleep schedule, I really would recommend sleep 8 hours per night. I know it's really different for each person, but... So the third habit that I had to follow was exercising every single day, which, bro, I don't do that. Well, I mean, I used to, but I don't do it now. So this week was really interesting because I wanted to know if exercising daily was gonna change my mood, and bro, I don't know why I don't do it. Like, it raises your mood so much. I always hear people say it, but I just don't listen because I'm like, I don't want to do it. But then when you do it, it's so amazing. So basically this week, I just followed Chloe Ting's workouts. And in the beginning, they were extremely difficult and my muscles hurt a lot. Always after my workouts, I would do a very quick cold shower. After you come out and you've done your workout and you're like refreshed and clean, you really feel like I want to keep working right now. Like, you don't want to just lie down in bed and do nothing. Like, you really are motivated for like all your goals in life. So our statistic of the habit is 76% of wealthy people exercise regularly versus 23% of poor people. I don't know why I like these statistics, but they just make me want to get my life together. I don't know why. The fourth habit that I followed was reading for 30 minutes a day. This is something I've been wanting to do for so long, and I'm so happy that this week I finally got to start reading again. And right now I'm in such a reading mood and it's beautiful. You're gonna see this in the next couple of clips, but I basically decided that I wanted to read a Spanish book. So I wasn't reading nonfiction, but I was still learning a lot because I was practicing my Spanish reading and I was learning new Spanish vocabulary. So the book I'm going to be reading this week is A Todos los Chicos de los que me enamoré, because I want to read a Spanish book because I'm going to Spain soon for a week and I'm going to be seeing my Spanish friends again, and my Spanish is just not what it used to be, honestly. And because I'm going to be reading in Spanish, which is not my first or even second language, it's my third language, I'm going to be reading a lot slower than I would be if I was reading in English. On literally one page of the book, there was already this much vocab that I haven't really seen before. So our statistic is 88% of wealthy people read 30 minutes or more each day for education or career reasons versus 2% of poor people. 2% versus 88%. For example, Mark Zuckerberg tries to read a book every 2 weeks. Some people read a book a day. I don't know how they do that, but some people do that. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day reading. You're learning, and at the same time, you're relaxing, and it's just a productive way to relax. The fifth habit was meditating daily. I mostly did this in the morning and in the night times, which if I could do this challenge again, I would do it more in the daytime. But I did it right before I went to sleep, which was absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend meditating right before you go to sleep. If you ever have sleeping problems, meditation before sleep can help so much. Also, meditation in the morning feels beautiful because you set your intentions for the day. You have a more positive start to the morning. If you wake up and you're stressed about all the things you have to do, meditation will really calm you down. It will remind you that you will be okay. If you're doing a lot of studying this year, it also boosts your memory. And also, if you're a student and you're constantly studying all the time, I would honestly recommend 10 minutes of meditation over 10 minutes of YouTube as a break. Because if you watch 10 minutes of YouTube, you will not truly get any rest from what you just watched. You are just avoiding your problems for 10 minutes longer by entertaining yourself and thinking about something else. Whereas if you do 10 minutes of meditation, you're actually benefiting your brain, you're reducing your stress. The sixth habit was eating healthy, which I won't lie is a little bit difficult. Honestly, I was trying to research a lot about their eating habits and they didn't have anything specifically. I just found a lot that this person eats healthy, this person eats healthy, but I guess everyone has their own version of healthy. For me, I am usually a very unhealthy vegan, and I'm trying to become a healthier vegan, like eating more raw food and not noodles all the time, because that's a problem. My statistic is 30% of wealthy people eat over 300 calories of junk food versus 97% of poor people. So for me during the week, I ate super well, and also along with exercising, this was not the point of the video, but I lost 2 kilos. But I wasn't restricting anything, like I was not counting calories at all. I was just trying to add more vegetables in every meal and trying not to have any unhealthy food. This one is kind of a little bit more difficult to maintain. I have so many problems with eating food. And the last habit was making daily to-do lists and checking in with them every couple of hours throughout the day. I didn't really have many clips of this one because like what is there really to film? It's just kind of like making a to-do list and ticking things off. For me, this is kind of what made me get everything done, because all the other habits, like they made me feel really motivated and they made me feel like I have my life together, but it still wasn't really getting things done. Whereas with this to-do list, there's always like something to do. So after I exercise and take a shower, I would look at my to-do list and I would start with the high priority stuff first and then work my way down to low priority. There's always something to do, because when you're not making to-do lists, you kind of forget a lot of the things you have to do, or you don't forget and they're all stored up in your head and that's what's causing you stress. But when you just put them out and they're on there somewhere and you know they're written down, you can get them done more efficiently. I feel like it doesn't stress you out in the background all the time, you know what I mean? And my statistics for the to-do list, 81% of wealthy people maintain a to-do list versus 19% of poor people. So that was all a lot of information. I want to try this out in a different format once again. This format was more of a talkative format with like clips playing in the background, but I want to try this again in the future with more of a vlog style format. So let me know if you want one of those, and if there's any other like little challenges that you want me to do, let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.